Ote, the Gambia Radio and Television Services, GRTS. GRTS Staff Association, Italy. His Excellency the President, Chef Professor Al-Haji Dr. Yahya AJJ Jammeh, no fast Kene Sumbu, Jingadlum Banquet Dinner, a grand dance with a difference. Bufikeja Amsufi Muse Amsakh, on the 23rd of May, and on the 24th of May, 2014, Setiki Penchami Hall, featuring the now happening Queen of Malakh, Titi Safnepa, Titi, Tamane Titi, Pare Rajake Penchami Hall. You've never seen her on stage like this before. Titi, by popular demand. Yipari Joy Mostoli, Anak Aindanan artist Fiji Birumi. Tickets, Gala, Platinum, $60,000 Diamond, $50,000 Gold, $40,000 and the individual, $1,000 Grand dance ticket, $500 and $300 flat. For all reservations, please call 991-1992-365-5518 203-1850-682-9.
Welcome back, and over now to the internationals. Leaders from 5 African countries, among them the Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan, are attending a summit on terrorism in the French capital Paris. And another twin attack in Nairobi, Eastleigh neighborhood has left 10 people dead. Fingers have been pointed at the Somali militant group, the Al-Shabaab. We have details of those terrorists in this news roundup.
The summit on terrorism in Paris focused on the Islamist sect Boko Haram, which last month kidnapped more than 200 girls from a school in Nigeria. Leaders from 5 African countries, Benin, Niger, Chad, Cameroon and Nigeria, met at Elysee with French, American and British counterparts. French President François Hollande also held a private meeting with Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan. A summit on Africa's role in the United Nations was held this week in Oyo in the Republic of Congo. Representatives from 10 African nations are addressing ways in which to increase the continent's influence in the UN, with the aim of gaining at least 2 permanent seats on the Security Council. They join the African Union Commission in its demand for reform, which would give developing nations a greater say in policy.
Africa today is not the Africa of 1945. We cannot continue to be absent from international diplomacy.
At least 10 people have been killed and 70 injured in a twin bomb attack in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. The first of the bombs exploded in a minibus and the second at the city's sprawling Gikomba market. No one has claimed responsibility for the bombings, although suspicion has fallen on the Somali Al-Shabaab, which has carried out similar attacks in the past.
Let me begin by terrorism is not all of us must be on our alert as we continue to endeavor to battle with these criminals who continue to want to use terror to intimidate and to put fear into Kenyans.
1 year after the International Donors Conference on Mali, donors met to evaluate progress. According to Annick Girardin, the French deputy in charge of development, of the 3.3 billion euros pledged, 45% had been received. Aid was contingent on Mali stabilizing its political situation. But security remains fragile. Prime Minister Moussa Mara cancelled a visit to Kidal in the north following a skirmish between rebels and Malian troops.
Mauritanian opposition groups are calling for a boycott of June's presidential elections. Their group cites lack of credible procedures leading to the conduct of the polls. The Mauritania Election Commission has denied accusation of planned voter rigging. We have details in this report.
Candidates, including 1 woman, will be running in Mauritania's presidential election, scheduled to take place in June. The Constitutional Council recently drew up the official list of candidates after the chairman of the National Bar of Mauritania withdrew his candidacy. He had opted to join the National Forum for Democracy and Unity, which has announced it will boycott the vote. The forum is made up of opposition parties, labor unions, and the civil society.
This is a boycott by all democratic people in Mauritania. The upcoming elections have no credibility. It's like another coup, just like the coup he led in 2008, except this time it's an election coup.
The National Election Commission is busy trying to make sure the vote takes place within the time frame set by the Constitution. The Commission, under attack by the opposition, insists on its neutrality.
The Commission is the fruit of a consensus among all members of the political class. It's also a technical organ that organizes elections and remains equidistant from all political parties.
Mauritania's communications minister ruled out delaying the election, in which President Ould Abdelaziz is seen as the favorite. But the government says all other matters the opposition has brought up are open to discussion.
We now take our second break. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and in sports. Spending time in the pool can be regarded a luxury and a pastime for some. Well, tell that to pupils of Sebec International School and you will have to contend with a different answer. Pupils of the school are fast building a career path in becoming top-class swimmers. Grts have been given rare access to the school swimming pool where kids are learning basic swimming lessons. Abubakar Senghor has their story in this report.
It's a rare sight for school children to indulge in serious swimming lessons, largely viewed by others as a mere pastime. This is Sebec International School, and little Aisha and her classmates are having another round of regular lessons in the pool. It is the ideal setting for swimming tutor Raul Sambo and co. to train and give vital career guidance to aspiring swimmers. Raul spends his day poolside, his natural habitat. His daily routine, he said, requires delicate coaching and helping nurture talents coming through the school's latest production line.
Elle a été visible. Dès que vous voyez que nettement que les boys ont nettement progressé. Voilà.
Young Jacob is one of the brightest prospects, improving his skills in the pool under the tutelage of Raul and his team of trainers. An avid swimmer himself, young Jacob says he does not only enjoy his swimming lessons, but has set his sights on becoming a professional swimmer.
I want to tell him that I love him very much, and then I want to thank him for coming here and watching me.
Everything that is done here has all the hallmark of a well-drilled procedure for kids to learn the routines about becoming accomplished athletes. We had the opportunity to watch Abdullah Njai, another promising swimmer, display his skills in the pool. His brief for the day was to display his array of talents with swift backstrokes, butterfly and freestyle.
How is your game going? They told us that you're one of the best in the water. What have you been doing to improve yourself?
I practice at home. Then, when I come to school, I pay attention to whatever they tell me to do.
The children are just so excited, coming for the lessons, and more are hoping to sharpen their skills, proof of the growing popularity of swimming, particularly among the younger kids at Sebec.
Grts Sport Days Abubakar Senghor.
And from sports, a quick recap of our top stories. Secretary General and Minister for Presidential Affairs and the Civil Service, Honorable Momodou Sabali, has met Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov in Moscow as the two top officials discuss efforts aimed at deepening ties between Banjul and Moscow. Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan has joined other world's leaders in Paris to discuss the Boko Haram problem in the region. And Mauritanian opposition groups have threatened to boycott June presidential polls, citing lack of transparency in the lead-up to the elections. Well, that does it for this edition of the news.